KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here. Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It is Thursday, June the 6th of 2024, and it's 6 o'clock on the dot with the gang. Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. And happy Thursday to us all, because tomorrow's Friday, baby.
Yay!
And I gotta, just give a shout out to all the last teachers that have to roll into their buildings today to, I don't know, take down the last letters off the
Can they wear whatever they
bulletin
want
boards.
today? Like, just
I don't know.
sweatpants and just...
But I have a friend that has a friend that has a friend that's a teacher.
A friend of a friend of a friend.
Wink, wink. She went to graduation yesterday, and one of her students ran up to her and was like, "Wait, you're friends with Sam on the Roula and Ryan show? You're the one?" Because I don't ever say her last name. I only say her first name. And so they were freaking out. But then after graduation, those teachers at HISD for this specific school were told, do not leave tomorrow early, because there are higher-ups coming to watch you.
What,
So
to
they
do
can't-
what? Take down
Who's
your
the higher
classroom?
To make sure that they can't leave early. I don't know.
Oh,
She
my God.
didn't say.
What?
I was like, how crappy is that? Like, let these teachers go
You
to
screwed 'em all
summer
year.
vacation, okay?
And listen to this. They have to
Goodness
go back.
gracious.
So the students are going to have the shortest summer ever for HISD. They
when they
just
go back.
got out and they go back August 12th. But what's worse
So the
is
students go back then, right?
Students go back August 12th. Listen to this. The actual
teachers?
school leaders go back to work July 22nd.
Oh, and the
And the
teachers,
teachers
go back,
are back August 1st. So they don't really get much time
Well,
off.
I knew
at
the
all.
administrators always, they only have like 2 weeks of the summer. My
Yeah.
sister-in-law, who's since passed, she used to work in the front office of a school. And I remember
they're
she
always
was like,
working pretty much
she was
year-round.
the whole year where she worked. She only had like 10 days in the summer.
Right.
But the school, if you think about it, your school right now, even if your kids are already out, if you go to your school today, there is a staff there from 8 to 4.
It's still a machine. They still got to...
I mean, that's what drives
get
me
all the
nuts
stuff
when I hear
ready.
people say, "Oh, you got the whole summer off." No, my brother is an FFA teacher.
You can't just leave the animals.
There is no time off. He
Hey, what
works
happens
year
with
round.
that?
My ex-wife Michelle, we're really good friends. She works pretty much maybe 2 weeks off in the summer, and then it's right back working. I mean, they work year
This is
round.
madness.
It is
Damn right,
madness.
Quanell. You tell them.
It's madness.
Yeah, it is.
You can wear whatever you want in these last days.
I just feel that teachers are so.
It's too hot.
Spread those cheeks.
Stripping down butt naked.
anything goes.
I just feel
now
that the
kids
teachers are
gone.
so underappreciated. I mean, you work the hard. I mean, it's
Well, the
the
worst
most
is it's by-
important job on the planet.
By their bosses.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what do we
Does
learn?
anybody
your
like-
boss makes you feel appreciated. You can really power through a job that might not be your
The
favorite.
firefighters, that hasn't gone through yet. The comptroller or whatever the person that has to sign it.
Yeah,
I just got this Monday. I don't,
they didn't
I'm
get. They said they didn't have time to look through it yet, so
What?
they're not going to put it out there to.
Please elaborate.
I just saw the clip where the guy's like, I just got this Monday. If that's true, I mean, he should look it over.
Yeah, the
But I'm like,
deal.
didn't-
The raise.
the deal for the raise for the
Oh my
firefighters
God.
that they haven't had in like
I
12
gotta look,
years.
hey, hold on, hold on. I gotta look over this deal.
Yeah.
Hey, wait. I just got.
Hold on a
I gotta look over the deal. Then I'll put.
I feel
I'll
like
show
you're wearing
you.
that visor that's the
Put my
clear
name in there.
vinyl green vinyl.
Let you play
Yes.
your poker.
Yes.
yeah,
that
yeah,
guy.
for poker.
And they had those old machines that made that little lever.
Why was that always a thing in growing up in TV shows? If a person was dealing with numbers
The
and
lights,
gambling,
the lights are.
the green see-through visor.
Well, because in poker you wear shades, right?
But those
Yeah.
are the dealers and like the.
Yeah, but
That's
why
the
are they
professional
wearing
tournaments.
because like this light that's so bright right now on you, Kevin. Think about that. You're trying to look at the paper. Mm-hmm. They must block it somehow.
Kevin needs one of those. I just remember those on. Have you ever seen the canvas that is the dogs? It's like bulldogs.
Poker
dogs playing
the
cards.
Is it is it bulldogs?
I think
Or
it's
is it
all dogs
dogs
playing
breeds, like
poker,
That's
yeah.
what I always think of when I see that hat. Is that?
Oh, yeah, the
cute?
dogs playing poker.
Yes.
I haven't seen that hat in forever though.
Yeah.
I don't know. If
That's
you,
like you see that in
Maybe
a lot of
Amazon?
old westerns, and then a guy would have a garter around his arm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
long sleeve button down
A mustache.
with a garter on his arm. Why the garter?
I
For
don't
tips?
know.
Oh, you had to put the tips in
Some
there.
tips in there.
And then women took over for strip clubs.
And then I went to a strip club with all of you guys once, and there were men there, and they were taking off their clothes, and they had garters on their arms. That's where you put the money.
That's so.
Yeah.
You guess you got to put them somewhere.
I was like, oh, okay, that's an interesting place.
It's better than other places.
Yeah.
Did you guys see
keep
that?
it clean, fellas?
Yeah.
Did y'all see another person from Tomball just became a lottery winner?
Nice. How much?
They claimed a $3 million ticket.
Sweet.
Was it Texas Lottery or which one?
Let's see. It was the Mega Millions, and it was bought at a convenience store off Blaylock in Tomball.
What'd they get for that?
Wait,
I mean, what
$3 million,
numbers?
but they didn't get all six?
Let's see.
Since when is the Mega
It
Millions
was
only
a $3 million
$3
lottery ticket. The ticket was purchased at the Polar Express convenience store.
What was the full amount of the lottery?
That I don't know what the full amount was for
This is
that.
one of those small ones like you pick 3 numbers.
Yeah, so they didn't get the full gigantic jackpot, but they got a $3 million jackpot. And then just a
happy for
couple of
that.
months ago, I mean, Tomball's the place to go. There was a $2 million lottery ticket winner in Tomball just like back in December.
Same person.
No, not the same person.
I went to Tomball over the weekend because my son had a baseball tournament and we were driving there. My daughter was like, "Where are we?" I was like, "There's like a suburb. It's called Tomball." And she's like, "Wow, it kind of looks like Pearland," because my brother lives in Pearland, so they're familiar with how Pearland looks. I go, "Yeah, I mean, it's like suburbs. They're not in the main heart of the city, but there's a lot of these all around." And then my other daughter was like, "We should live out here. Look at all this park space." And I was like, "Well, I mean, yeah, we
I
could
told
live
my
out
wife,
here."
I'm like, I could get a house for a lot cheaper, or get more house.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I
no,
just
I'm not
like
living
being-
that far out.
I said that to Mark too when we went to Spring for a birthday party. I was like, "Look, babe, look at these houses and a backyard. We wouldn't have our tiny
Yeah, you
house."
should do that.
Sam, one of our
Shoot.
coworkers during COVID.
I'm not doing that.
One of our coworkers during COVID bought a house for that exact reason,
Yes.
way out in Spring, huge land because it's COVID. And he and his wife were like, "Well, I mean, they were like in the middle of downtown city livers, and they were livers, and they said
Dwellers.
dwellers, yes." And he was like, "Let's go out there," and worked from home for 18 months,
Right.
But now they're like, "Well, we're out here, over here, but nobody comes to see us."
Now we have to sell it to go back in.
Yeah.
It depends wherever your your friends are, and family.
Right.
Like if they're like Katie, I've only been to Katie, I think twice in my life.
Oh, my God.
And those
that's
are
where
doing
I
appearance.
Grew up there.
And I drive through to that, what's the mall?
La Centera.
Or what's the mall? The other
No,
mall.
Katie Mills Mall.
Katie Mills Mall.
Katie
Yeah.
Oaks,
Yeah.
Katie Mills Mall.
I think that was 20 years ago. I just
That's it?
There's no
Oh
reason
my
for me to go
goodness.
all the way to Katie. I don't,
And when you say
And
out
it-
I go
there,
tap in
for
Texas.
me, because I live in the loop.
you mean out there based
I
on
live in-
where we live right here in
Except I'm usually in Bel Air or Greenway.
yeah.
So I don't go that way.
Well, from Bel Air to Katy, that feels like you're going out of town.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with traffic.
Yeah.
5 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
It takes you an
forget
hour to
it.
get there.
Don't do it.
I would say longer than an hour from Bel Air, probably like an hour and a half.
To get to Katie and
rush hour traffic
Rush
going
hour.
home.
Yes.
It looks like they have everything out there. I mean, you don't
Just
need
to
to go.
visit Kev in Sharpstown. I live like downtown to Sharpstown.
That's also
I think
like
it was
going
like
out of town.
it was like 45 minutes. I think during rush hour traffic, or 50 minutes.
And now we are.
Like 10 minutes away.
And you see each other less?
No. Now
Sometimes
she
even
comes
closer.
over. Now she comes over for actual dinner,
I
like
do.
at least once a week.
Does she call or just show up?
No, I'm like, all right, when's Mark out of town?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So no pop-ins?
Yeah. That's what I was
Not
wondering.
yet. I'm sure there will be, but they've been busy and I've been busy with my house. But his husband is so sweet because he has like baby-proofed his house.
Aw.
He's
Oh,
put like
yeah.
Nice, that
outlet
is.
covers on
And
the outlet
corners.
and little corners,
the-
like little because Santiago's head like always hits tables and
And
everything.
I'm Santiago's height, so it really helps me too
Yeah.
in this little house that we bought.
Booster.
Oh, nice. Didn't it? Oh.
He achieved in a year what it took you in many.
You could live everywhere.
But anywhere you go, I mean, it's basically the same everywhere you go, whether it be Katy or Sugarland or the Woodlands. Everybody, you kind of just stick to your little area because we have the same restaurants. It's really like the United States of Generica. We have the same franchise, the
But
same
even with Katie,
restaurants.
they get a lot more stuff, though. They get a lot of, I feel like,
they had Steak and Shake.
like newer restaurants or people that are testing
In
stuff.
and Out is off of I-10 heading towards Katy.
But that
you
one-
can certainly
that
get
dugout
more.
place we're talking about, the home run place, isn't that out there?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on Katie.
But you
Tiger
can get-
Woods place, Murray Andretti.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
there's
love
a
that
lot. I
place.
think it's because they have so much space out there
You can
Yeah.
build
that
it.
you can build it.
Also, since
Right.
99 got built, there's a whole bunch of land waiting to get developed.
Well,
a bunch of it.
You can connect now from I-10 all the way to 290, which is really awesome on 99. So I grew up out there. There was nothing out there when I was a kid growing up. It was just empty
Imagine
fields.
you went back in time and just bought.
Oh, I
land.
know.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Pinnock Drive is
even
where it
coming
all
over
ended
here,
when I
even-
was a kid.
Even coming down Westheimer, there. If you go to Westheimer past the Beltway, like there's Hayes, and then there's not Wilcrest. Yeah, Wilcrest. I always confuse Wilcrest with Wesleyan. So there's Wilcrest and Kirkwood and all that stuff. I remember like in the late 90s, early 2000s driving down Westheimer. Once you pass the Beltway, I mean, you really did feel like you're out of town. There's not a lot as much as like Synot Road. My mom had to take us somewhere when I was a little kid. I had Greek school off Synot Road.
It's like snot.
That's what
Yes, S-Y-N-O-T-T. And y'all, I don't know
really
how
quick?
developed it is
Yeah,
now because I know it's very developed, but when my mom had to take us to Greek school off Synot Road, we may as well been driving to Ohio. It was a 2-lane road, 0 lights. It was way out in the sticks. I was like, how do we find this place out here for them to have Greek school? Well, we had to go to Greek school every Friday night. And remember how dark it was off Synot Road. And now that's like a hustle and bustle place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of development. So, my dad had the opportunity to buy all of the corner of Fondren and Westheimer for like, I don't know, $300 in the early 60s. And that was like unimaginable to him when he first got to America. He was like, I don't have that kind of money.
That's the problem.
Well, $300 would be like how much today?
That's true.
A lot.
It probably wasn't 300. It
Well,
was
there's
probably like 3,000.
Tom Hortons.
Oh, I see that. Tim Hortons, right?
Tim Hortons, yeah. I want to
Tim
try that
Horton was a
coffee.
character on
Fondren.
Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons. Coffee, yes. It's on
And donuts,
Fondren
right?
and Westheimer.
I've never had it.
I want to try it. I had one once because somebody brought Tim Hortons. I go, wow, this is very tasty coffee.
Is it like a Dunkin'
it's Tim
Donut?
Hortons. It's a 24-hour drive-through, Tim Hortons.
What?
Should we send Amadas to try it Thursday?
Yes,
It's right down the
please.
street.
He doesn't have a car, though.
Oh, he doesn't have a car. Darn
Well,
it.
Kev has the crappiest car on the show, so.
Yeah.
Give me a truck.
Check
Damn,
time.
son, where'd you find this?
All right, coming.
Feisty this morning.
We'll have to figure it out. Okay, coming up next, there has been a redo. Something that we talked about in Scoop last week that we were all just, what in the hell is this? Has been refigured. Remember when the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill came out as the #1 album of all time? We were like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, why?
No, Apple was
know
like,
about
oops,
that.
sorry. Did I do that?
Oh, they realized?
They re-ranked it. They re-ranked the
no,
list.
they did
No,
not.
I
Because
totally
everybody got
lost
so
respect.
mad.
Oh, yeah. I don't
Stick to your guns.
Where did Miseducation of Lauryn Hill land now on the re-ranked list? And who's #1? Find out in Scoop. Here's your weather for today.
Finally, it looks like a day without rain. Yeah, I mean, yesterday, did you guys get caught in that?
Sideways rain.
Sideways.
Trying to get from the door of this building to
Yes.
my
Brutal.
car. I had to
Yes.
go home and change my clothes. I was freezing from
Yeah,
being
but
so-
today, lots of sunshine, high in the mid-90s. Right now, it's already 74 degrees and 612 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
From the big screen to the big house.
Roula and Ryan Celebrity Scoop.
104.1 KRBE.
You know, sometimes it's good to hoard things, like not throw things away, and just give you a little peek behind the curtain here at the Roula and Ryan Show in the morning when we're doing the show. We have lots of computers in the room, lots of paperwork everywhere, and I usually like to keep my paperwork for a few days, or if I talk about something. If you've watched our videos on KRBE's Digital, you see me writing stuff a lot. When we're talking to people, I'm writing things. I take notes, and then we have these binders of all the years of our show, and we keep the notes like, oh, on this day that Joe called us about his Facebook that he shows people because his girlfriend is now married to his blah, blah, blah. And then I staple like maybe something that was big in the news that day. Well, I'm really mad because I didn't staple that original story last week to my little
Do
note
you know what
sheet.
day it was? I can find it.
Was it last Monday?
About Apple?
About the
Yeah.
Apple Top 100 Albums list, because I want to compare the old list now to the new, because I can't get the whole list. Because last week we were talking in Scoop how Apple Music put out the list of the 100 best albums of all time, and at #1 they had put The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Now, people were not disputing that was a good album. They just absolutely did not agree that it beats out Michael Jackson, the Beatles, Stevie Wonder, Taylor Swift, Kelly Clarkson, Beyonce albums, all these different artists.
Was it titled?
So
What was it
they've
called?
redone
I
it.
found
The
it.
100 best albums of all time.
Do you want the top 5 or what?
I know what #1 was, but I don't have the other 4.
Okay, so number
see if they
2
kept that
was
together.
number 2 was Thriller. Number 3 was Abbey Road. Number 4 was Purple Rain. Number 5 was Blonde by Frank Ocean.
Okay,
That
that's
was
it.
the one.
That's it. Okay. So here's how the new top 5 shakes down now that everyone freaked out and Apple's like, okay.
What will it
All
be
right.
this week?
The new top 5 is Thriller by Michael Jackson. Number 4, Fleetwood Mac's Rumors. Number 3, Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin 2, name of the album.
Not 4?
That was number 3.
That's
Number
up to 4.
2, Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon.
Wow.
And number 1, Abbey Road by the Beatles. Where did Lauryn Hill end up? She's number 62 now.
Number 62. It's
And
funny.
Thriller
How
fell,
do you
though?
mess that up?
Thriller fell. Abbey
Beautiful.
Road went up.
But how did
Purple
it?
Rain was
then
number 4. It fell to number 6.
All of a sudden, like it's all like 70s albums that just all became 60s.
Abbey
and 70s.
Road was the 60s.
Okay, 60s
But
and
like
70s.
Pink Floyd, that's 70s, right?
That's
Yeah, because
the 70s.
the rest of the top 10 is What's Going On by Marvin Gaye at number 7. And then Nirvana's Nevermind landed at number 8. The Eagles' Hotel California landed at number 9. And to round out the top 10 was The Clash,
What was their
London
criteria?
Calling.
It was like,
Well, it's got to be sales because Thriller was for many
wouldn't
years.
that be the top?
That was like, I don't think it's the
Is
top
it
selling
Thriller
album
still?
of all. No, I think it's the Eagles' Greatest Hits is the top
I know
selling
like Dark
album
Side of
of
the
all
Moon
time.
was always.
That was number 1 for like 40 years. I mean, it sold like 30 million copies or something. I mean, it was ridiculous. But see, it's a different world. Albums don't sell
Ryan,
like
I
that
looked it up.
anymore.
Still, the number 1 selling album of all time is Thriller.
Thriller?
It sold between 70 to 100 million copies worldwide. It's still the best-selling album ever.
Wow.
And Michael Jackson has the highest number of albums for best-selling albums ever. Celine Dion has 4. Beatles, Pink Floyd, Madonna, and Whitney Houston each have 3 for best-selling albums. Meh. What was the song that who beat out? Oh, Glee. The soundtrack to Glee tied the Beatles on a record for like longest time in the Hot 100.
But there's a new morning show like 20 years from now. They're gonna be like, what's this Glee thing?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
They'll start playing it. That'll be a
Remember
whole
Glee
bit.
on Fox, Sam?
The show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the funny thing about Glee
know they
is
had
you
music
never
like
know
that.
what's going to
Oh, yeah,
hit.
it always made the charts.
But you know what? Some people knew the pop songs before they became pop songs. Like I remember
Oh, it
Rumor
makes
Has It
sense.
by Adele
Yeah.
was on Glee. One of the Amber, I can't remember her last name character. Amber sang Rumor Has It by Adele before I had heard the whole Adele album. I feel like, because my visual of Rumor Has It was her singing it on Glee before I heard Adele singing it.
Some stations should have probably played that stuff.
The Glee version?
Yeah, if it was that successful,
Right.
if it was in the charts beating the Beatles.
And what a dark, disastrous real life of the people that sang those songs.
Oh, yeah. The cast of
Corey
Glee
Monteith
did not,
died of overdose.
They did not fare
The
well.
girl drowned.
Naya Rivera drowned. And then the other one, the guy that played Puck, killed himself because he got convicted of child sex crimes and he was in prison. Is that crazy?
Ooh.
3
Yeah.
of the main singers for those albums.
Why is it actors are so
Martin
troubled?
disaster.
Like Jane Lynch was the only one that came out successful.
right?
Oh, and you know what's funny
Still
when you
going.
see Jane Lynch, who hosts, does she still do
Weakest
Weakest Link?
Link.
And she was
That's
doing
all.
like Hollywood game night and stuff. Last night, my mindless television background in my office had The Fugitive on. I don't know what channel, maybe AMC had
one
that
with,
on.
Harrison Ford?
The Fugitive. And Jane Lynch, before I knew her as Jane Lynch, is a doctor in that movie. And so is Julianne Moore. Academy Award winner Julianne Moore is a minor doctor player
funny.
in that movie before they were
Jane
like,
Lynch
big
is from-
stars.
Illinois.
Chicago?
She went to ISU with Sean
Okay.
Hayes. They all went there. And then they went to Chicago to try and start their careers.
There seems to
Back
be
then, that's what they used to do,
Chicago conglomerate.
They did a lot of TV shows in Chicago back in the 90s.
Did they really? Like what?
Like Untouchables. Remember that? There was
Like movies, you mean?
that was a TV show.
Oh, okay.
Balky.
Balky?
No,
they never did. They
Perfect
filmed it in
Strangers wasn't
California.
filmed in Chicago, though.
Yeah.
Oh, but wasn't it based in
Yeah.
Chicago? I mean,
supposed to be
set
the
there.
opening
How funny.
was
Yeah,
like,
Filmed in Los Angeles.
Married with Children. Married with Children was with the fountain
Married to
and
Children.
stuff.
Oh yeah, Married to Children. That was
The
opening.
fountain, the Buckingham Fountain.
Yeah, there was a
I had to run around that thing naked or in my underwear 100 times.
Oh, my God.
100 times.
We did the
Why?
we did the Undie 500 as an intern.
Undie 500.
Oh my gosh.
So we had to wear underwear and run around it so you could win.
Oh, wow.
And did you win?
Yeah,
Did you make all 100 times?
yeah.
And then did you jump in the fountain to cool off?
No, you can't jump in there.
You can't.
No,
If you want to go to
oh,
jail.
Get
that
your
elevates
butt-
that elevates the misdemeanor
Yeah,
to a
I'd
B.
say.
Yeah, it's bad enough I was already in underwear.
Right.
Ed O'Neill was on Kelly Clarkson earlier this week, and of course you know him as Jay Pritchett from Modern Family. Is it Pritchett or Pritchard? Pritchard.
Bridget.
With the 2 T's, yeah.
Pritchett, right?
And he, his original fame for a lot of people who've known his character for a long time came from the show Married with Children that Eric's talking about. It was on Fox for many years. Christina Applegate also
He was Al
started.
Bundy.
Katie Seagal starred in it. And he said that when he got the script for that, he goes, "What's it called?" And they said Married with Children. He goes, "That's going to fail. That is a terrible name. Nobody's going to watch this show."
Oops.
And so he said he had an uncle that was real callous and just didn't care about life. And he played in his audition the Al Bundy character like that uncle. And they're like, "Oh my God, that's it. That's Al Bundy." And he's like, I guess I'll just play my uncle on television.
It worked.
Yeah, and it worked. He was Al Bundy and then he was Jay Pritchett. Do people know him more for Jay Pritchett now or Al Bundy? Because didn't Modern Family run for like 11 seasons?
I think if you're over like
Or 9
35,
seasons?
if you're over 35, you probably think of him as Married with Children.
If you're over 35 is Married with Children.
If you're 20, because I don't think 20-year-olds watch Married with Children.
Well, I don't
reruns.
know
what
what
they're out
20-year-old
there, but
watches
Yeah, I don't
Modern
see 'em
Family repeats
rerunning.
now. You think they
my daughter
do?
did.
Yeah.
But she's only 15.
Married to Children repeats don't run, though. Modern Family repeats
It
run.
just depends. Maybe some parents will introduce, like I introduced a lot of old shows to my daughter growing up.
I used to love that show, but now I don't know if it's how bad it is. Like if I watch it, I'll be like, ooh,
Cheesy.
Did that age well?
It never hit with me. I could not get into Married with Children. I always thought he was gross. And I was like, ew, I don't, has an ugly
Yeah, I mean, it's really
feeling.
rude. I mean, he does so many jokes about women that are overweight.
Oh, that's fun.
He was in Little Giants, the little football movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's when I first met him.
Did he play the jerk coach?
Yeah,
or-
he was the jerk coach. He was the jerk brother.
He's always played like a jerk cop, too. Like he's like the captain or the...
Oh, yeah.
He was the one with the trench coat or something.
I don't know
remember
why
him
he
in a
looks so
movie.
different.
He was in a movie called Dutch.
You look at him.
Hey, oh, yeah, Dutch. Yeah.
Dutch. He was like the lead role in that.
Well, now the reason he's out talking, it's called Clipped.
Yeah.
He's playing the owner of the Los Angeles Clippers, the racist guy.
Oh.
The one that got caught saying all those bad words.
Uh-huh.
Remember the whole team took off their jerseys and threw it
Yes.
on the center court.
When was that?
Back in, let me see.
What year was it? 2000.
The downfall of
9,
LA Clippers
10?
under Donald Sterling amid the team's drive to win a championship under Coach Doc Rivers, but it doesn't say
It's on Hulu too,
year.
right? I think.
Yeah.
So
I don't
Kevin,
know.
Sam, you guys can watch it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm sure Mark would like that instead of watching Rookie with me.
Yeah, it looks good. Because I guess there's some girl that he's married. He's having an affair or something with his assistant.
Oh.
Who's like a
Not a
young,
shocker.
and she wants to take over the team or something. It looks interesting.
What?
She thinks she's the boss.
She's the boss.
Who's playing Doc Rivers? Lawrence
Doc Rivers is Lawrence Fishburne plays Doc Rivers, and I'm looking for other names we
Oh,
recognize on the
so
cast.
this
here. I don't see
happened
it.
back in
2010?
2014. It was the morning of Game
14.
5 of the Warriors' 2014 first-round playoff series against the Clippers.
Whoa.
And 4 days earlier, TMZ had published the voice recordings of the Clippers owner Donald Sterling making racist statements to his mistress.
And then did he end up selling the team?
And she was black. And he did that.
The
Like to her.
mistress?
Yeah.
Did he end up selling the team after that?
Yeah,
Because-
what's his name? The guy from used to be in Microsoft, the white guy that yells really loud, like, let's get excited. Ballmer or Steve Ballmer. Is that a name? Does that sound familiar?
I don't know.
About the Clippers, you're saying?
Yeah, he's building this new stadium that comes out this year. In the seats, the technology, he'll know when you stand up, what area is the
What?
loudest.
Oh,
That is
wow.
crazy.
And they'll give like that area more.
Stephen Anthony Ballmer.
Yeah, Steve Ballmer. This place is going to blow you away when you see this place.
Ballmer, if you want to look that guy up, guys.
Yeah, he took over. He bought the team, and he's obviously a billionaire.
And then you wonder, will they
Yeah. retrofit
retrofit all these pre-existing stadiums, or are they just going to
Yeah,
tear
once this
everything
works,
down?
Oh, they're
Just
going
think
to tear them all down.
They're going to know what music hits, what gets the crowd hyped up.
Oh, my God. That is
They'll know what's standing, the sitting,
a
everything.
lot of information.
Everything has the ports, so you can charge your phone right there.
Just think about it. All the major stadiums, they started tearing them down about 25 years ago.
Well, the Rangers, they got that beautiful.
They had a beautiful stadium in Arlington, and then they just got rid of it and built a new one.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even that old. I think it was built in like
less than 30 years.
And isn't it for us,
99?
if we want to get another
98?
Super Bowl, NRG has to step it up?
NRG now looks like a dump compared
to the new thing.
Oh, it does. It's
compared to
antiquated.
everything else now. It's
Eric's going
It's
to take
very
it down
old.
before the Astrodome.
Seriously.
That Astrodome's going to outlive us all.
Yeah.
It is 100% going to outlive us all.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up next, we got to talk about this viral video of a woman who blatantly says she will not return her cart to the cart area of the parking lot at the grocery store, and it got people going crazy. Like 11 million views on this video because the
play a little
question
bit.
is,
Here.
is this an a-hole move or
It's only
not?
8 seconds long. Here you go.
I'm not returning my shopping cart, and you can judge me all you want. I'm not getting my groceries into my car, getting my children into the car, and then leaving them in the car to go return the cart. So if you're going to give me a dirty look, off.
I agree with her. And I will tell you why. If you've walked in those shoes, you're not returning the cart either. But
right.
people are in an uproar over this.
Okay, just
Talk
leave it.
about
Now we
next.
can't park in that spot, but it's
Yeah,
fine.
can't park in that spot.
But you're
Put it-
safe because
put it in
we
the
all-
corner.
we'll
Put
let
it in the
you-
corner where some car can still get in there. We'll talk about it next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
It's KRBE.
Let's go.
Back to Roula and Ryan.
Oh yeah, here we
Okay,
go.
another
Get your
angry-
get your debate ready. There is a mom who has gone viral 11 million times. People have played this video from TikTok about her stance, her perspective on returning your shopping cart to the cart corral in a parking lot.
My buddy was talking about this yesterday in Florida on his show, and it was like 50-50 they're split.
Agreeing with her or disagreeing with her.
Yeah, we can play the audio real quick. It's
Here's
only
the
8
audio, and I was
seconds.
saying, I agree with this. Here's what she said.
I'm not returning my shopping cart, and you can judge me all you want. I'm not getting my groceries into my car, getting my children into the car, and then leaving them in the car to go return the cart. So if you're going to give me a dirty look, off.
If you have kids in
little
car
harsh.
seats, unless you parked right next to the cart corral. I did it too many times when they were in car seats where I felt uncomfortable to walk away from the car when they were in there, that I was like, nope, I'll just tuck it in a corner somewhere, jump in my car and get the heck out of there. Now they're older, I do it. But kids
What
in
if
car
that's a
seats is a
baby?
whole different.
What if that's a baby in there? You go get your cart. Someone takes you, or something happens to you.
The
You're
baby
injured,
is
and the
stuck in the
baby's stuck
car
in
in a
the
car
heat.
seat. Yeah. You're
You
supposed to
keep
turn
the
your
baby
car on.
in the cart, and you put everything in it, and then, like, you put all your groceries in the car, and then you take your baby with you to
Yeah.
return them with the shopping cart, and then you grab your kid and you take them to the car.
Not always. If you have
Ooh,
more
look
than
at
one
you.
kid, Sam,
That's what you do.
if you have more than one kid,
yeah, well, then
that doesn't work.
Well, that's a you
carry
problem.
one, and
You shouldn't have had so many kids.
and then you have the other one walk.
No, it doesn't work.
Now, the flip
You're
side
gonna put
is-
your kids in the car after you put your groceries in the car. And yes, people say, well, you're not leaving them in a hot car. God forbid you're leaving them in a hot car. Don't be a bozo. If you're going to return the car,
No,
just turn the
obviously
car
not.
on and have it running. But still, in this heat, the car is not cool enough yet.
So what you're going to have to do then is you got your kid in the cart. You have to open your door, sit down, start the car. Your
Yep.
kid's exposed.
Yeah. It's just
Rolls
a lot
away,
of exposure.
the cart
I'm like,
starts going
the
down.
cart, just tuck it somewhere where it's not going to roll into somebody's car and get the heck out
I
of
wish
there.
we could ask
Which is hard to
grocery
do
store
sometimes.
people if that really bothers them. Like, because when I was
Right.
that kid and I did cart duty, I loved cart duty. I'd go out there. It was the best gig. It got me away from inside the
To your
store.
point, Ryan, to your point, somebody texted, as my mom would say, I'm keeping someone in a job by leaving the cart outside
Like,
of the
I
corral.
love
gosh.
cart duty. It was awesome. And now they have these contraptions where they can get like 40 carts on this little tram.
You ever see the Costco cart guy?
Oh, yeah.
And girl, they got like
They haul
50
lots
of them
of
together. They're
carts.
so heavy.
And they have a leash. Sometimes they have that leash at
Yeah,
the front. They're
yeah.
like, oh,
Yes,
no,
but you know what I
come
want to
on
see,
now.
Cam? You know what I want to see? I want to see parking lot cam videos of the cart leash gone wrong. Like, not as seasoned of a cart corraller. And they're like, oh no! And they're going the wrong direction. They can't
Crashes.
stop those 50 carts.
Yeah, look up cart narcs if you want some fun.
Cart
Cart
narcs.
narcs.
Cart narcs. My
With a C or
another
a
buddy, radio buddy.
NARCS?
NARCS.
Okay.
He has millions of views. And he makes a lot of money off it. He goes and confronts people all over the country and the
my
world. And he's got
So not
stickers
returning
and
their carts?
he has a magnet that says like cart narcs and he'll throw it on your car. And they start cussing at him and yelling at him.
fine, I'll
And
keep it on
his
my
name's
car.
Sebastian. He's
People
on the
get
Woody
just
Show.
so bent out of shape about these
But
things.
watch
though.
that. You'll see these people just yelling because he's like, woo, 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 make that noise. Sir, you need to put that back.
Another
Nice.
person just texted, yeah, no, I don't return the cart if I have my kids. Another person said, has anyone not thought to park next to the cart return area? How often is that spot open?
Yeah.
How
Well,
often is
then-
that spot
Should.
open?
Then park further down in the parking lot. You know where they are, the open
the other
ones.
ones
Which is even further from maybe a cart corral. Again, proving the point. You do not take the time to walk away from your children locked in car seats to go return the
No,
cart.
I'm saying like they have the cart bin further out in the parking lot. There's a couple of them.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's empty spots
and
where
you're also not a woman with babies, and you don't want to be that far away from public doors.
But how about a woman with no babies? They have to put the carts away, right?
Yeah, if you're not with your kids and your
Okay.
kids are big
I just
enough to
wanna make
get
sure.
work themselves, you put your
That'll be the
cart
next
away.
thing. I'm a woman and I can't.
No, no.
I could be
You should
attacked.
put
and
your
then you
cart
can't put a
away.
cart away. I don't know why this conversation, it makes me so mad.
Why does
No,
it
you
make
got
you
it.
mad?
Putting the cart
That's
away
why
or
I'm just
not
not
putting the
talking.
cart
That's
away?
why I can't
Why
talk.
not?
Go
Why
ahead.
does it
Come
make
on.
you
I
mad?
wanna-
No,
Mad
I'm
Sam.
not. I don't
No,
want to
go
get
ahead.
mad.
What side are you on?
I'm not on your side.
Yeah, you want to put the cart away no matter
Yes.
what. So you have
Yes.
Santiago in the cart. You're going
Yes.
to push him to the cart corral.
Yes, and
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
pull him
carry
out
him.
and walk him back.
Yes.
Okay, when you have your second kid, you get back to me on
I'm
that.
still going to do it.
you're
Because
not.
I just find it so disrespectful to not put the cart away. You went and picked it up. You should put it back.
It does suck trying to pull in. You see a spot, you're like, yes.
You can't
And then
get
there's
in.
a cart.
Yeah. Or
But
a
like I
motorcycle.
said, that's why I don't want to talk about it because I do not see your view on this. And normally I'm very like mellow and I can see, but for some reason I
Hey,
cannot.
you're entitled.
I know, but I don't like
have
being
your own
that way.
opinion.
I
Like
like
being
to
the-
be very neutral and understand
Does this
both
lady
sides.
have stats about?
She does.
She came back the next day because She started
Right.
getting,
She's already
she got like
nailed.
6 million views.
And this
into
just
this. Now it's
supports
11.
what Roula is saying, why she doesn't agree to put the cart back. So I understand it, but for some reason I just
Let me hear what she's saying. What's
You know what I mean? I can't, guys.
Last year, 265 children were abducted in parking lots in America. Half of those were sexually assaulted. In many states, it's actually illegal to turn your car on and walk away. Many comments said that they would turn the car on, leave the air on for the kids, and go return the shopping cart. There are reports from the Bureau of Justice saying 10% of crimes occur in parking lots. If you get to a parking lot, you should look at the lighting. You should look at security guards. You should look at how the parking lot is laid out. If it feels safe, go return your cart. If it doesn't feel safe, trust your gut, trust your intuition, and keep you and your family safe. It's not worth the judgment you'll get.
Whatever, you're being lazy.
Not lazy. Not lazy. Not lazy.
It's laziness.
Then
she
if
did
you
a Google search.
Don't bring your kids shopping then.
Justify.
Oh, really?
do
Who's going to
curbside.
watch your kid while you go shopping,
Well,
Eric?
that's your problem.
Curbside.
Curbside.
Yeah.
Now we have curbside. Yeah.
Right, Instacart.
Yeah.
No, I
Instacart
can't,
costs a
y'all.
lot of money because the delivery fees and stuff. Plus, they
How
don't
about the
pick
money
right
costs when my
strawberries.
car gets dinged because your car is just out there in the wild, wild west parking lot? Just
Yeah, and you
bam,
say, "Oh, I'm going to set it somewhere where it's not going to bang any car." Well, it's been a little bit windy here in Houston, and those cars are going to
Kevin,
come
just
at me.
2 days ago, I was at that big HEB on Bunker Hill, and I saw a stray cart
Just going?
and it was just flying away. And this woman saw me come. I mean, I guess she freaked out. She thought I was charging her car. I was racing to stop that cart from slamming into her car.
Yeah, you're trying to help
I was
her.
just like, hey, I'm just trying to help you
She
here.
pulls out a gun.
But
Yeah, no
speaking of
kidding.
helping, if you do see a woman with a bunch of kids or might be struggling with one, it's okay to offer her help and say, "Hey,
hell no.
let me go ahead and take that cart for you. I'm putting mine back.
Kevin,
I'll take
people
yours
freak
as well."
out when you invade
I'm
the
afraid to
personal
get
space.
I'm afraid to go up to
If
someone.
you offer to take my cart back, that's super sweet.
Hey,
I'd greatly appreciate
But they
that.
got their back turned, because you always hear women get
Well, you
attacked.
have to come
don't
right
wanna
at them
approach
with
somebody.
the fact, or else she's going to think you're
Or
going to
it's,
mug her.
hey, man, would you like me to take your cart back? And
No,
that's
no,
That's a
don't say,
pretty
would you?
baby.
But
You
Sam,
say,
that's just
let
what I
me
was
take your
just-
cart back for you so you don't have to walk
Hey,
back. Just say,
woman.
let me take your cart back.
Yeah.
That's what I was just
take your cart
saying.
back.
Like, literally, I was trying to do her a favor to keep her car from getting smashed into. And it wasn't my cart. It was some stray cart I saw. It was windy and it was blowing right
That's
at
why
her car.
Aldi knows what they're doing with that coin.
Yeah.
And you got to bring your own
Smart.
bags. Don't forget,
Yes,
bring your own
yes,
bags or you're stuck
absolutely.
holding them all separate.
Here we go.
Time for the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Hey, you hear me talking about Air Innovations all the time? Well, Air Innovations Heating and Cooling is hiring right now. They're looking for HVAC service technicians with a year of experience. So if you're looking to get work right now and you're in that field, you can send your resume to airinnovationsllc.com. Search careers. Now, another Tomball resident has just become the city's second Mega Millions winner of 2024 with a $3 million lottery ticket. The ticket was purchased at Polar Express convenience store. This win comes 2 months after another Tomball resident had claimed $2 million.
Polar Express.
What does that mean?
Polar Express is
That's
the
on
name of
train.
the convenience store.
That's a Christmas train.
Sounds like it's nice and chilly in there. Nice cold beers in the front and that big old tub.
Yeah, how much do they actually get though? If you win $3 million, is it half you lose because of taxes?
That
a
I
million and
couldn't
a half?
tell you.
Walk
I can
away with
say
$1.5 million.
You're still
and a half.
walking away with more than you had. That's for sure.
Hell yeah.
That will change your life. Houston ISD dismissed students for the summer yesterday, but they're going to be back in the classroom a lot earlier now that we're under the state-appointed school leaders program. Students will return to school on August 12th this year, more than 2 weeks earlier than last year's August 28th start. School will end next year on June 4th, and school leaders are going to have to go back to work July 22nd, teachers August 1st. So it's not a long summer for HISD. And
But it's great for parents. Parents like, yes, kids are going back earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know that
Because they're
remember-
bored already.
Remember the I was today
HISD
years
kids,
old.
They literally get a
Let's start
month
being-
less than what we did when we were kids.
Remember that I was today years old over Christmas Revelation of that song about it's the most wonderful time of
yeah.
the year, and then it says something about the five and dime or something. The kids and the parents can't wait for the kids to go back. I never caught that line where I was like, wait, what? Until I was a parent, we're in that famous
I
Christmas
think
song.
I've heard
tells
that
them-
line.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I don't
something.
know.
I have to look at the actual lyric, but there's a very famous Christmas song. I think it's that one, and it's about mom and dad can't wait. And mom and dad can't wait for all the kids to blah, blah, blah. It's beginning to look a lot like, there's a line in there about mom and dad can't wait for the kids to go back.
Oh, how funny.
And I'm like, oh my God, they're knowing the pain even back then.
Even in the 30s or 40s.
Kids are so bored. Like, what are we going to do all day? What are we going to do all day?
Did you hear what they did, though? HISD, they put this mass phone call out saying, hey, your kid's got to go to summer school. And then they realized that it was an old list. So parents are getting calls. Like, I was reading the article.
My kid's like 28 years old now.
No, but one mom,
Why would he go?
she's like, my kids are straight A students. Why are they getting a call saying they got to go to summer school? HISD did not provide an estimate on how many families were called due to outdated lists. It's unclear the extent to which families were called by mistake. One Houston parent did not know why she was receiving the message that her children were all straight A students and was told, oh, don't worry about it. Communication on the summer school, it was a mistake.
Okay.
And one other thing today is D-Day, and so shout out to the greatest generation.
Of course. And if you ever find yourself in New Orleans and you don't want to be drunk and partying on Bourbon Street, the best museum in the world is right there in New Orleans, the D-Day Museum.
Think about what that generation went through, and we're
fascinating.
bitching about shopping carts.
How many years ago
fascinating.
was it? 80?
85.
It was in 1944.
Yeah. So
That's
80 years ago
80
today.
years,
80 years ago
80th
today.
anniversary.
By the way, the line is, dolls that talk and go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen, and mom and dad can hardly wait for school to start again.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
It's
There you
beginning
go.
to look a lot
What year
like
did they come
Christmas.
out?
I don't know. I'm looking at the Michael Bublé version. That was like in 2011.
Especially kids say they're bored back then. I agree. What did they do back then? Play with a
Every
stick?
day, aren't your kids saying, what are we doing?
A stick and a,
A string?
rope. What do you?
They didn't have an iPad.
Go
They
outside
had
and play with some
it
sticks.
was an Etch-a-Sketch.
They had nothing.
I'm going to tell my kids that today, Eric. When I get home from school, they're saying, from work, they're going to say, what are we doing today? I go outside and play with some
You know
sticks.
what you should do for all those times you left carts out? Take them around grocery stores and let them.
And have your kids
No.
put them back.
Yeah,
Not going to do that.
that's how you'll
That's
be.
taking somebody's job away. Like Ryan said, he loved that gig. The guy at my grocery store has his pods in. He's got
Earpods? What's an
his
earpod?
earpods.
I don't want
that in my ear.
I want to say buds and pods. So it's pods. And he's got his like fluorescent vest and he's jamming and he's collecting carts. Anyway, coming up next, Roula and Ryan's Roses. This is where you have a question in your relationship and you just don't know what the answers are. We find them for you. Are you dating a cheater? Find out next on the Roula and Ryan Show.